Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we have the full latest Pokedex to go over for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. All of the returning Pokemon that we know about so far from official sources and the leaker, as well as that all of the brand new Pokemon that we know about from official sources and the leakers as well. So plenty of stuff to go over today. If you're excited for the video though, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment what new Pokemon are you most excited about seeing, subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, we're going to be going over all of the Pokemon that are returning and are not returning in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet that we know about so far. Massive shout out to Pokélure, they created these graphics, so definitely go check them out. All Pokemon returning in Scarlet and Violet, final image with the corrections made. Please share this image instead of my old one. It has some Pokemon that I forgot to include initially. So obviously that's the old image, but now this is the brand new image and we have them here. So these are all of the Pokemon that are returning to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet so far that we know about from previous generations, from official sources and the leaker. So official sources has the green background and then all of the unofficial sources, so basically the leakers, as a red background. So everything that we know about so far. So Pikachu and Raichu of course make the game, Venonat and Venomoth, Meowth and Persian, Psyduck and Golduck, Magnemite and Magneton, Shellder and Cloyster, which is also interesting as well because we know of a new Gen 1 regional form that crawls from the sea to the land, and Shellder could have been one of those options, but the fact that there's like a regional form of it probably means that it's not going to be Shellder getting that form. We then have Ghastly, Haunter and Gengar. We have Chansey, Pichu, Mareep, Flaffy and Ampharos. We have the Hoppip line, so Skiploom and Jumpluff. Blissey, of course, being back because of Chansey. We have Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar. We have the Wingull line and Pelipper. We have Swablu and Altaria, Seviper, which also means that Zangoose might potentially be in the game as well because that's kind of like the polar opposite Pokemon. Obviously, Zangoose and Seviper, not the greatest of friends, let's just say that. But doesn't necessarily confirm it because, of course, like Butterfree and Beedrill, you know, Beedrill wasn't in Pokemon Sword and Shield where Butterfree was, so just because they are polar opposites doesn't mean they're both going to be in the game. Other options are like Heatmore and Durant, also Mareanie and Corsola, stuff like that. Anyway, Bagon, Shelgon, and Salamence in the game. Starly, Staravia, and Staraptor. Again, Salamence been rumored to get a new Paradox form in the future or the past, something like that. That's what they're called, by the way, Paradox forms. If you didn't know, the future and ancient forms are known as Paradox Pokemon, apparently. Anyway, next up, Combee and Vespiquen make the cut. Drifloon and Drifblim, Happiny, Riolu and Lucario make the cut. Magnezone, of course, because of the Magnemite line. We have Petlil and Lilligant, Zorua and Zoroark. Of course, Hisui and Zoroark also being in the game, but only transferable through Pokemon Home. You can't actually find it in the wild. Cryogonal, we have Fletchling, Fletchinder, Talonflame, Flabebe, Floette, and Florges. We have Clauncher and Cloyster. Again, Mareanie and Toxapex, which could mean that Corsola is going to be in the game. But again, just because they're polar opposites, but we're not too sure about that. Fomantis, Lurantis, Bounsweet, Steenie, Serena, Chewtle, Dreadnought, Roly-Coly, Carkol, and Colossal and Stonjourner. They are all of the confirmed Pokemon to be in the game from official sources. They will definitely be in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, the rest are given to us from the leakers, so Riddlercoo and Kaka. Again, take it with a grain of salt because he has been wrong about a couple of things. But these are all of the Pokemon that are rumored to be returning in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet from, like I say, leaked sources. So Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff, of course, Jigglypuff getting a Paradox form from the past, I do believe. And of course, Paradox Pokemon do not evolve, so Wigglytuff will not be getting a Paradox form, but Jigglypuff does get one. But either way, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Diglett and Dugtrio. Again, Diglett getting one of those conversion evolution forms or whatever, where it's going to be like an eel or something. We have Mankey and Primeape. Of course, Primeape getting a new evolution. Again, we're going to go over all of that on the new Pokemon list that we're about to go over anyway. But yeah, Mankey, Primeape with a Primeape evolution, which is going to be fighting Ghost. Drowsy and Hypno, Coughing and Wheezing, Tauros, Magikarp, Gyarados, all of the evolutions, obviously Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Umbreon, Espeon, Sylveon, Leafeon, Glaceon, all going to be in the game. Igglybuff, Sunkern and Sunflora, Wooper and Quagsire. Of course, Wooper getting a regional form as well, so surprising that they're both in the same game. Of course, Espeon, because it's one of the evolutions. Umbreon, Murkrow, again, was originally rumored that Murkrow was going to get a new evolution instead of Honchkrow, but of course, the leaker then backtracked that and said that wasn't going to happen. Mischievous, who of course is getting a new Paradox form. Girafarig, who's getting a cross-gen evolution. Dunsparce, who's getting a cross-gen evolution. Teddiursa, Ursaring, Delibird, who's getting a future Paradox form. Houndour, Houndoom, Ralts, Curlier, Gardevoir, Makuhita, Hariyama, another Pokemon that is getting a Paradox form, think it might be the future form, Numel and Camerupt, Barbroach and Wishcash, Tropius, Mismagius, Honchkrow, Gibble, Gabite, Garchomp, Leafeon and Glaceon, Gallade, who is getting a Paradox future form, which is apparently a combination of Gallade and Gardevoir, Rotom, Fungus, Amoongus, of course Amoongus getting a future Paradox form or a prehistoric one, Pawniard, Bisharp getting a new evolution, Larvesta, Volcarona, who's getting a Paradox form, Scatterbug, Spupa should I say, Vivillon, and then also Skidoo, Go-Go, Sylveon, Goomy, Sliggoo, Goodra, Crabrawler and Crabominable, Morlul, Shiinotic, Kamala, Mimikyu, Squovet, Greedon, and Ursaluna. So all of these Pokemon are going to be old, returning Pokemon that are going to be in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And again, this was all posted by Pokelure, so massive shout out to them. So yeah, if your Pokemon hasn't made the cut yet, do not fret. This is just a collection of the ones we know about so far. When we get more official trailers and stuff, like I say, I'm recording this before we have a trailer, so obviously if a new trailer comes out, there's going to be new Pokemon revealed, new Pokemon, like old Pokemon returning and stuff, but at this point we haven't had any new trailers. So they are all of the old returning Pokemon, so Scarlet and Violet. However, we also have this list to go over as well. So these are Pokemon that are very likely to return because of what we've seen from official trailers and stuff. So the Dratini line could potentially return just simply because we saw that Dratini fountain in the first trailer, I do believe. So that could mean that Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite do return. Of course, I think we saw the same thing for Fletchling and Galar, and we didn't get Fletchling in the base game, but it actually came back in the DLC or something like that. And then also Quillfish and Overquill as well. We saw Quillfish on one of the advertising banners on one of the petrol stations, so that also could mean that Overquill's in the game as well. Very likely returns because of likely counterparts of confirmed Pokemon with similar evolution stones, etc. So Zangoose, obviously I've already been over that, why that could potentially return because of Seviper being in the game. Cottony, Whimsicott, Skrelp, Dragalge, or Dragalge, however you say it, Hatina, Hatchram, Hatrini, Kavana, and Sharpedo. So these are all Pokemon that could potentially be in the game because of counterparts or similar evolution stones, etc. So again, none of these have been confirmed, but they are likely to be in. These are very likely to be in. But then we have Pokemon that are not returning from what Riddler-Q has said and from what Kaka has said and stuff. So Jinx does not return in this game, which obviously means that Smoochum probably doesn't return either. None of the fossil Pokemon are going to be in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. They are all cut from the games. So all the Gen 1, the Gen 3 fossils, the Gen 6 fossils, none of them are making return. Porygon is apparently not going to be in the game. Beedrill is apparently not going to be in the game. So obviously that means Porygon 2, Porygon Z, Beedrill, Weedle, Kakuna, obviously Sentret and Furret not going to be in the game. Apom and Ambipom apparently not in the game. Feebas and Milotic not in the game. Welmer and Wailord not in the game. Bidoof and Bibarel not in the game, which is quite interesting. We have Golett and Golett, which aren't going to be in the game. Woobat and Swoobat. We have the Galvantula line, Arceus, which isn't going to be in the game, Furfrou, which isn't going to be in the game, the Toucannon line, the Melmetal line, which isn't going to be in the game, Metagross, which isn't going to be in the game, which is quite interesting. I feel like Metagross will come back in DLC, but we'll have to wait and see. The Flapple Evolution line, the Minior Pokemon, and then also the Togepi line as well. Togepi, Togetic, and Togekiss apparently not making it into Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. So again, massive shout out to Pokelure for doing all of that. They did it all off their own back, all of their own research, everything like that. So again, this isn't all like 100% confirmed at all. It's just from what the leaker has said. And again, he has got things wrong in the past. He has backtracked a little bit. So again, take that with a massive grain of salt. But anyway, next up, we're going to be moving on to all of the new Pokemon that are going to be in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, this was posted by Soul Silver, but of course, massive shout out to Joker901. Now, this does need to be updated a tiny bit, but it's not been updated yet. So we're just going to go over it anyway, and I will add in things that should also be there. So Sprigatito, obviously, Sprigatito's second evolution, which is just grass. We don't know if it's going to be grass dark, but then Sprigatito's final evolution is going to be grass dark. We have Fuecoco, so obviously the first and middle stage could potentially be fire and then fire ghost, but we know that Fuecoco's third evolution is going to be fire ghost. And then Quaxly 2, and then obviously Quaxly's final evolution, which is going to be water fighting. Then we have the Pawmi line. So we have Pawmi's second evolution, and then Pawmi's final evolution, which is going to be electric fighting. Again, very interested to see how this is going to work, because I don't understand how there can be a middle evolution between Pawmi and the leaked evolution of Pawmi. Next up, we have Smoliv. which is going to be grass normal, and then the evolutions as well. Now, Smoliv has been said to evolve into an olive tree, so that's why, you know, it could be any typing really. But yeah, Smoliv apparently getting 2 evolutions there. You got Lechonk, and then you also have Lechonk's evolution, which of course does have a gender difference. I feel like it's going to be quite a big gender difference because the leaker kind of singled Lechonk out. So you have your male and your female evolutions of Lechonk. We have the Dolphin Pokemon as well, which is apparently going to have like a massive surprise. We have a Flamingo Pokemon, which is going to be flying, fighting. We have a Flower Pokemon. We have the different dog lines. So one of the dog lines is going to be Ghost. They all have evolutions. So yeah, one of the dog lines is Ghost. Then we have the second dog line, and then the third dog line as well, which again, we don't know the typings of those. We have the Coinmon, which of course is going to evolve into that Ningen thing, which could be like a man/doll thing, which of course has not been posted on this list. We have an Ostrich Pokemon. We have a Spider Pokemon, we have a Bike Pokemon, and then we also have a Worm Pokemon as well, which was revealed in the original trailer. I don't know if it's been confirmed to have ground type or not. Apparently that does not evolve. And then next up we have Unknown Pokemon, which is going to be Grass Fire. So yeah, we have confirmation there is going to be a Grass Fire type in this game. There's going to be a Japanese Bug or Samurai Pokemon, which is Bug. We have the Pink Hammer Pokemon, which is going to be Fairy and something. Which of course is also going to be the ace of one of the Elite Four members. We have an Ice-Cool Pokemon, which has an evolution. We also have the Salt Pokemon, which has an evolution. And then we also have an Engine Pokemon, which has an evolution. And then we also have the Beetle, and then the Beetle's evolution. We have a Parakeet Pokemon. We have Primeape's evolution, which has been confirmed to be fighting a Ghost since this was obviously posted. So yeah, fighting and Ghost for Primeape's evolution. Girafarig's evolution is just going to be pure Psychic. Murkrow's evolution has been scrapped. Murkrow does not get an evolution. This is not a thing. This just obviously needs to be updated. Dunsparce's evolution is going to be pure normal type. Bisharp's evolution, we don't know the typing of that. Wooper's evolution is going to be poison something. And then, of course, we have all the Paradox Pokemon, so which I've obviously already covered in the video earlier on. But yeah, we have Paradox Jigglypuff, Paradox Amoonguss, Paradox Misdreavus, Paradox Volcarona, and then the ancient Gen 2 Pokemon as well. So we've got a Gen 2 Pokemon that's going to get a Paradox form that we don't know about. Salamence is either getting a Paradox form of Ancient or Future. We're having an Ancient Pseudo Legendary as well, which is another Paradox Pseudo. We have a Paradox Volcarona, Paradox Delibird, Paradox Gallade. We have a Gen 5 Pokemon, which is getting a Paradox form as well. And then also another future Gen 2 Pokemon. Again, these are all Paradox Pokemon. That is the name of these Pokemon now. And then finishing things off, we of course have the Paradox Hariyama. We have the fake Diglett as well in Dugtrio, which is of course the conversion evolution. We have a Gen 1 Water type, which is going to be crawling from the ocean. We don't know what that's going to be. And then we have the 4 sub-legendaries, so that's going to be like the Tapu, so your Tapu Koko, Finny, etc. And then we also have Koraidon and Miraidon, which are Dragon Fighting and Dragon Electric. So that's all of the new Pokemon that we know about so far, but of course is missing a couple as well. So some things are still lacking clarity. So Flowers leaked Imagemon, missing Electric Frogmon. So yeah, the Frogmon that Riddler Coop posted, which was like a psychic, electric, musician frog, that didn't make it. Samurai is not the same as Common Rider, Japanese Bug, maybe separate. Samurai may be related to something else. We have the Coin, Spider, Worm, Bike, maybe all have evolutions. We know the Coin does, that's already been confirmed. Murkrow evolution is very sus, that's since been confirmed not to be true. Time Warp Mons, so obviously the Paradox forms of Volcarona is the future Gen 5 Bug. Future/past Gen 2 Pokemon not confirmed. Salamence and Titar are not confirmed. Unknown if Hariyama or Makuhita. Clarity for coverage, and then it goes without saying that Wooper and Tauros regional forms exist but are not a part of this new Pokemon list. So yeah, Tauros of course is getting multiple regional forms, that has been confirmed. Okay, so updates. So the Hariyama is classified as the Arm Thrust Pokemon, and the leaker said exactly those words were referring to it, so it's 99% that. Also, I should clarify that this is a list of what I personally understood. Nothing, not even the list itself, is 100% confirmed. So, yeah, feel like I've been talking for ages, but that is basically all of the new Pokemon. Also, Unknown doesn't make the game as well. That was posted somewhere. So, yeah, Unknown is also a Pokemon that does not make it into the game. So, there might be a couple that are missing from all these lists, but this is just kind of a massive summarization of all the Pokemon that do and don't make the cut for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then all of the new Pokemon that have been leaked so far. Wow, that felt like I was talking for ages. But anyway, that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Again, leave a comment with any Pokemon that we've missed from these lists. Let me know of any that, you know, have been cut that aren't on the list, or do make it into the game that obviously didn't make the list or whatever. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.